Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. Welcome to our daily Hindu newspaper analysis. I hope my voice is audible to everyone, right? Good morning, Mahi. Good morning, Suvinji. Good morning. I hope my voice is audible. Just give me a confirmation. Mahi and Suvin, just give me a confirmation if my voice is audible. Okay. I think I am audible. I can see on my screen, right? Chaliye. Thank you, Suvin. Right. Okay, we're gonna start the today's analysis, right? So budget and economic survey is over. Let's try to focus on the today's news, right? Chaliye. Now the most important news is related to, let's say, certain research that has been taken by Hindenburg Research. Basically, if I talk about this Hindenburg, it is basically a forensic financial research company that was formed in the year 2017, and they have brought out a research that they are saying that the Adani group was involved in, let's say, stock speculation. They were overvaluing their stocks. Second, they were moving their money to the areas which were tax havens like in Cayman Islands. So there were lot of obligations, or we could say there were lot of आरोप अगर हम बात करते हैं बहुत ज्यादा लगाए गए थे किसके ऊपर, अदानी ग्रुप के अंदर बाय दिस हिंडनबर्ग कंपनी. So as a result, the crash of Adani has started now taking on. We can see that he is no more the third richest person. His stocks have fallen, his shares have fallen, right? And एक इन्होंने FPO introduce करना था. He had introduced an FPO, but he has pulled back his follow-on public offer. That has been the, let's say, the amount of pressure that has been created by this Hindenburg research. It is up to now the government and up to the SEBI officials that they have to come out and take a clear stand. What is the right, or we could say, ongoing issue that is happening in the case of this Adani and the Hindenburg, right? तो ये बहुत बड़ा important question बनता है, and it is very very important if I talk you through, and this is a very important aspect of corporate governance as well. Very important aspect of corporate governance as well, and can be presented to you as a part of ethics in case study as well, right? तो ये दोनों चीजें आपको पता होनी चाहिए कि अडानी ग्रुप के साथ क्या हुआ है. स्टॉक्स की मैनिपुलेशन हुई है, साथ में देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ केसेस दैट आर कमिंग रिलेटेड टू मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एज वेल एज pushing their money to those areas or moving their money to the countries of tax havens. This is the issue that has been involved in this particular Adani group, right? So this has been the big news for today, that is related to Adani and the Hindenburg. Okay, moving to the next part. Now there were certain petitions that were pending before the Supreme Court related to whether a person under section 33(7), very important, under section 33(7) of the Representation of People's Act, whether he is allowed or whether he shall be allowed to contest from two constituencies. I hope everyone is aware of this particular thing, that a person that is going for a general election is able to, let's say, stand from two constituency. So it was being decided, a petition was put up against it, but the Supreme Court has said that they would refuse to comment on such things, and if any law has to be changed, they have kept it to the wisdom of the parliament. Now this is a very very important thing that the judiciary has done, because it has not taken judicial overreach, and there is a clear separation of powers between executive, judiciary and legislature that we can see from this particular judgment of Supreme Court. इन्होंने तो साफ साफ बोल दिया है कि भाई अगर यहाँ पे कोई डिसाइड करेगा वो पार्लियामेंट डिसाइड करेगी, हम डिसाइड नहीं करेंगे. वेदर अ पर्सन शैल बी अलाउड टू कंटेस्ट फ्रॉम टू कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज और not, right? So they have left it to the wisdom of the parliament. If the parliament wants, they can amend the law, right? But we will not be amending the law or will not be giving a directive to the parliament. Clear है? तो आज की ये सबसे बड़ी दो बड़ी न्यूज है, एक अडानी हिंडनबर्ग को लेके, and second is related to this Representation of People Act, section 33(7) of RPA Act. Now you need to be knowing about this particular provision and the number as well, because these type of questions can come in UPSC prelims, right? तो आपको ये पता होना चाहिए, and along with it is a very very important case study related to mains as well, right, where they are talking about separation of powers between executive, judiciary and legislature, that you can quote certain examples if you have to write in mains as well. Okay, moving to the next part. Okay, these are the very important studies that have come in today's newspaper that says 42% of inmates in Punjab prisons are accused or convicts in narcotics case. This report is basically by the name Inside Punjab Prisons, and it has been released by Punjab State Legal Service Authority, we can say PULSA, along with Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative. These are the two agencies that are involved in preparation of this report that tries to tell us that persons who are inmates of the prisons, और we can say the persons जो जेलों के अंदर है, prisons के अंदर हैं, वो ज्यादातर किस चीज के अंदर involved हैं? They are involved in narcotics case. They are involved in narcotics case, meaning that they are trying to highlight the problem of drug menace in the country, or we could say drug menace in the state of Punjab. Now this is the important thing that is being highlighted in this particular report of PULSA along with Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative, right? तो ये आपको रिपोर्ट पता होनी चाहिए and who has released it, right? Okay, don't use such words, Puneet Dubey. It doesn't seem nice, right? That was a movie that was made. Okay, it's okay, but we need not be using such words, right? Udta Punjab. Okay. Study Mussoorie specific carrying capacity. Now this is a very interesting thing that has been taken up by National Green Tribunal. See, National Green Tribunal has the authority under NGT Act 2010 that it can take suo motu cognizance of cases. Very important. वो अपने आप से भी कोई केस को अपने लिए उसके खिलाफ कॉग्निजेंस ले सकती है, and that is being done by the NGT in the case of Mussoorie, because we have seen what has happened in Joshimath. They don't want the similar situation that shall be happening in Mussoorie, one of the famous tourist hotspots. और वहां पे ऐसी कुछ चीजें हो रही हैं where there are incidences that there could be incidents of land subsidence that we have taken or that has happened in Joshimath. So as a result, the authority of the Mussoorie officials have been directed that they need to carry out the carrying capacity. Very important. Now this is the question that came in the UPSC 2018 mains in GS paper 3. What do you understand by carrying capacity of an ecosystem? Very important. It was asked in UPSC 2018 mains, what do you understand by carrying capacity of an ecosystem? Carrying capacity means the number of the maximum population that a particular area or an ecosystem can hold. Very important. It's the maximum population that an area or an ecosystem can hold. So they have been asked to conduct the specific carrying capacity of this particular region. Along with it, they have formed a 9-member panel to suggest remedial measures for preventing environmental damage to the town. एक तो कंडक्ट करवानी है कैरिंग कैपेसिटी की स्टडी, एंड अलोंग विद इट दे हैव फॉर्म्ड द 9-member पैनल सो दैट दे आर एबल टू सजेस्ट सर्टेन रेमेडियल मेजर्स कि ये जो इन्वायरमेंट को डैमेज हो रहा है उसको हम कैसे प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. सी, अगर हम अभी बात करें हिमालयन स्टेट्स की, दे आर वेरी वेरी फ्रेजाइल considering how much development is taking place, and that too unsustainable development. These areas have come under a lot of stress and pressure, right? But one thing we have to make sure that we cannot let our environment being damaged by this unsustainable development. So this is a very good part of the NGT that it has taken a suo motu cognizance of cases, and it has directed that specific carrying capacity shall be carried out for the place of Mussoorie. Now these are type of the questions that could be asked in UPSC prelims. Let's say NGT has a power to take suo motu cognizance of cases. Maybe they would not be asking about the whole question, they would be asking about the powers of NGT. So you need to know how NGT functions. या तो आप अपील फाइल करोगे NGT में, पहली चीज. दूसरी चीज आप क्या कर सकते हैं, NGT खुद भर अपने लिए अपने पास वो कोई भी केस ले सकती है और उसके खिलाफ डायरेक्शंस दे सकती है, राइट? And one thing you have to understand that NGT works on the principles of natural justice. Very, very important. NGT works on the principles of natural justice and it has the mandate under 7 laws. It has the mandate under 7 laws and it is not bound by the procedure laid down in the Civil Procedure Code. And it was formed in the year 2010 under the NGT Act 2010. These are certain things you need to know about NGT. Along with it, its principal bench is in New Delhi. Very important. Its principal bench is in New Delhi. I hope you are able to gain certain knowledge about this NGT. Okay? हाँ जी. कल मैंने आपको एक PDF प्रोवाइड करी थी टेलीग्राम की. Did everyone saw that PDF or see that PDF related to budget that came in our, let's say, yesterday newspaper? Did everyone saw that PDF? Right. Tell me fast. I want to know if we are making certain efforts. Are you acknowledging that or not? Are you even reading that or not? हाँ जी. Was it of some good thing? मतलब वो concise थी. It was a government document that was related to budget. I added on to certain things that were needed to be added and provided it to you guys, so that now if you have to read budget, everything is concise in that particular 16-17 page budget analysis, right? Chaliye. Moving to the next part. So these were the two important news. One was related to the state of the Punjab prisons and second was related to this Mussoorie thing, that it has been ordered that they need to carry out specific carrying capacity. Chaliye. Moving to the next part. Now, one thing you have to understand, center has provided certain amount of money in this particular budget for central Karnataka region in order to resolve its drought conditions. In order to resolve its drought conditions, Karnataka has an upgoing project, that is Karnataka Upper Bhadra Lift Irrigation Project. Very important. It is Karnataka Upper Bhadra Lift Irrigation Project, जो पानी को डाइवर्ट करेगा फ्रॉम द तुंगा एंड द भद्रा रिवर्स to irrigate central Karnataka. But now, if this river water is being diverted, let's say from Tunga and the Bhadra rivers to the central Karnataka, it has created certain uproar among the residents of the areas of Andhra Pradesh, because they feel certain amount of water would be diverted and they would be available with less amount of water. With this new project of Karnataka Upper Bhadra Lift Irrigation Project, where the central government has given them 5300 crore assistance. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा इशू क्रिएट हो रहा है रिलेटेड टू दिस कर्नाटका अपर भद्रा लिफ्ट इरिगेशन प्रोजेक्ट. सिमिलरली आंध्र प्रदेश, it has been the narrative that they should have also gone for the Rayalaseema irrigation project. Very important. Rayalaseema irrigation project. देखो ये पानी का इशू है, वाटर के डिस्प्यूट्स चलते रहते हैं. Might be this could be a political thing where a certain amount of money is being given to the Karnataka region considering the upcoming elections, right? So they have been provided 5300 crore to the project that will help Karnataka. Activists say despite assured allocation, Andhra Pradesh may not get enough water in a lean rainfall year, right? So there is a lot of dispute going on between Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. As we see, Karnataka और Maharashtra में भी चल रहा है. So there are a lot of water disputes that have been going on. Clear है इतनी बात? So these were the important news if I talk about this particular thing, right? Moving to the next part. Okay. There has been an economic review which says Kerala recovered strongly, clocked 12% growth in 21-22. Now this is very important. How they were able to achieve certain good growth, let's say in the 21-22 financial year, it was after the pandemic, they induced counter cyclical fiscal policy measures. जहां पे इन्होंने पैसा बहुत ज्यादा पास ऑन किया लोगों के बीच में, as a result growth was able to pick up and they were able to keep inflation, fiscal deficit and debt to GDP ratio all within the limits that they wanted to. So Kerala has done very brilliantly in the year 21-22. You can use this thing particularly in your mains answers. अगर आपको किसी का कॉन्टेक्स्ट देना हो, कोई फिजिकल पॉलिसी से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन हो, सर्टेन ग्रोथ के रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन हो, एंड हाउ द स्टेट्स हैव परफॉर्म्ड आफ्टर कोविड, सो यू कुड कोट द एग्जांपल ऑफ केरला वेयर इट हैज परफॉर्म्ड ब्रिलियंटली, राइट? सो दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. नाउ moving to the editorial page, there is nothing that we could say we have to read in detail, just you need to know the crux of what is this, the meaning of the editorials, right? सबसे पहले short for the science. Now the thing is, they have in this particular budget announced that they would be opening 5G labs, they would be going for lab grown diamonds, right? They would be opening certain centers of excellence for artificial intelligence. That means a lot of money has been going or has been diverted to these particular science projects. But one thing they are showing or saying that more fund could have been diverted for this science and technology in the R&D purpose, and the procedure from where this fund would be going shall have been simplified. बिकॉज हम ज्यादातर देखते हैं कि ब्यूरोक्रेटिक हर्डल्स की वजह से उतना पैसा नहीं पहुंच पाता है जितना पहुंचना चाहिए. Along with it, one of the major cry of this particular article is, yes, government is the one that is majorly spending in the R&D in the field of science and technology. What is the role of the private sector then? तो private sector की contribution कहां पे है? These are the issues that have been debated by this particular editorial, that we have announced certain schemes, we have spent on R&D, but more needs to be spent, rules needs to be simplified, and where is the role of private sector in this science and technology? मुस्सीना अहमद, आप कह सकते हो it could be one of the reasons, it could be one of the reasons, because वहां पे अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं, हम Afghanistan, Pakistan, cross border drugs, these are things happening, right? Okay. Lab grown diamonds are the diamonds that are grown, let's say, in the labs. They are not mined. Very important. Now in this particular budget they have said they would try to reduce, because diamonds were imported, so a lot of we could say foreign exchange was going in the import of those particular diamonds. So as a result, if they are growing diamonds in India in the labs, first of all it would reduce their import bill, and second it would let's say help in realizing their Atmanirbhar initiative, right? तो ये चीज आपको पता होनी चाहिए. तो ये चीज बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, short for the sciences, and what is the meaning of the editorial, right? I hope you are able to understand this particular context. Krishnamurti ji, I would explain it in the end, right? Now I am focusing on editorials. Okay, I hope everyone is able to understand what is the meaning of this particular editorial. Now, coming to the second editorial, fire and ice. Now, one thing we have to understand, that Ladakh was created as a union territory. Earlier it was held by the people of the Ladakh, but now there have been certain discontent that is being created among the residents of the Ladakh, because they feel that they are not being given enough opportunities, and the influx of the people from outside would result in, let's say, dilution of their economic powers. So as a result, they wanted from the center that they should be given special status. उनको क्या देना चाहिए? स्पेशल स्टेटस, राइट? तो उन्होंने बोला कि हमें अंडर आर्टिकल 244 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंदर स्पेशल प्रोटेक्शन प्रोवाइड करनी चाहिए टू द ट्राइबल पॉपुलेशन. बट द स्टैंड ऑफ द सेंटर इज कि already, because it is a union territory, center is passing on certain amount of funds already to union territories, right? So this is the big issue that is coming between Ladakh and between the center. They want them to be given special status, but the center is not ready or not even on talking terms, let's say, if whether they want to give them the special status or not. So this is the debate, and this is the discontent that is now being growing in the area of Ladakh, and there needs to be a certain solution for this. There needs to be a certain solution for this if they have to resolve this particular thing, right? तो ये चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बस इसमें इतना ही है, बाकी पॉलिटिकल बातें करेंगे. Now, the major article is trading more within Asia makes economic sense. They are saying कि South Asia and East Asia are trading with each other. Their trade is going very good. They are saying South Asia and East Asia are trading with each other, that is going very good, right? given the recent policies of Narendra Modi ji as well, that is look east, act east, right, think and relate east, they are doing everything, but they saying that we have to make sure that we are making more inroads in the trade within South Asia. हमें साउथ एशिया के अंदर भी अपने ट्रेड एरिया को या ट्रेड को बढ़ाना चाहिए. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दे आर सेइंग in order to promote regional trade integration, we have to remove the barriers, whether they are tariff barriers in the form of taxes or in the form of non-tariff barriers. This is the first thing that this article wants to say, कि सबसे पहले हमें tariff और non-tariff barriers को simplify करना होगा. Second thing they are saying that India and the South Asia is a home to lot of special economic zones, but considering how much they have performed, they have not grown that much well in overall in their capacity, how much they are exporting. Basically special economic zone क्यों बनाए जाते हैं? They are being made ताकि वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या कर सके, एक्सपोर्ट कर सके, राइट. अब ये चीज यहां पे बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो रही है कि अगर वो एक्सपोर्ट करना चाह रहे हैं तो यहां पे इतना एक्सपोर्ट वो क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. सो देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम विद रिलेशन टू स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन्स. ठीक है, विद रिलेशन टू स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन्स वो इतना उनको नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. दे हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू कैच द पोटेंशियल ऑफ स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन्स. द थर्ड थिंग दे आर सेइंग इज, इफ वी टॉक अबाउट साउथ एशिया, it has lagged in concluding free trade agreement with other countries or entities. Like India now recently have concluded free trade agreements with UAE and Australia. So somehow we have been left behind if we talk about concluding free trade agreements. Like India also opted from going into the regional comprehensive economic partnership. So third thing they are saying that we have been delaying in our basically getting what, sign our free trade agreements. And fourth thing they are saying is we have to focus more on the MIMSTEC, because SAARC तो पीछे जा चुके हैं. India and Pakistan are not on the talking terms. If we have to realize the potential of BIMSTEC, सबसे पहला काम तो एक करो ना कि we have to make sure that we are able to conclude the BIMSTEC free trade agreement. These are the four issues on which this particular editorial touches upon. First is removing the barriers. Second is improving the exports coming through special economic zones. Third thing is we have to make sure that we are more on the path of concluding FTA. And finally, we have to realize the importance of BIMSTEC. Then only we can have more and more trade integration, regional trade integration, and we could have more trade coming from South Asia, right? Are you with me or not? Are you able to understand? हाँ पुनीत यही पॉइंट है, राइट. चलिए क्लियर है इतनी चीज. ये इंपॉर्टेंट एडिटोरियल था. जो इससे ऊपर वाला एडिटोरियल, दैट इज अ पॉलिटिकल एडिटोरियल, वी डोंट हैव टू डिवेल ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग. चलो जी, अब ये पहले भी हो चुका है कि ये एक्सेस पॉइंट्स, पेट्रोलिंग पॉइंट्स को लेके था कि क्या हमारे पास एक्सेस है या नहीं है. ऑलरेडी वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इन प्रीवियस सेशंस, राइट. नो नीड टू फोकस. Now this is related to budget. We have already discussed the budget. Now they are saying last year how much we spent, this year how much we spent, right? Agriculture पे कितना spend किया. So we have already gone through the budget process. No need to discuss it again. Okay. Nothing important here. Now one thing you have to understand, there has been cut in the, let's try to discuss this particular aspect. This is very important. They are saying they have made a cut in the MG Narega, but they are saying that is not a concern, because MG Narega is a demand driven scheme. It means if there would be more demand that would be coming for the work, they would make sure that they would ask for certain funds and then funds could be released separately. This is the main theme that they are trying to say over here कि भाई हमने एमजी नरेगा के अंदर बेशक कम किया है, पीएम किसान के अंदर हमने एलोकेशन कर दी है, वी हैव मेड एलोकेशन अंडर प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना. हाँ, वी हैव मेड सर्टेन कट बिकॉज एमजी नरेगा इज अ डिमांड ड्रिवन स्कीम. वन थिंग यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, एक चीज अलग है कि लोग क्वालिफाइड है काम के लिए, दूसरी चीज वेदर दे आर डिमांडिंग द वर्क और नॉट. So this is also very important aspect of MG Narega, and I'm telling you once again, you can expect a question this year on MG Narega because it has been in news for a lot of time. for certain various reasons like national mobile monitoring software, and I definitely can say you can expect a question on this particular thing in the upcoming, let's say, prelims. Chalo, moving to the next part. Now, CITES database reveals red sender smuggling. Very important. CITES is basically an organization that is basically dealing in international trade of endangered species. Now they are saying the red senders of the sandalwood that is being found in the eastern ghats of India, most of it is being cut down illegally, let's say for going for the countries like China, where it is being used for making handicrafts or furniture, and it is used for a coloring agent in textiles and medicines. Now one thing is we have to make sure that these red senders, very important, it is under Schedule 4 of Wildlife Protection Act, and under IUCN it is an endangered species. सभी ने पुष्पा तो देखी है, पुष्पा मूवी में इसी की बात हो रही थी, रेड सैंडर्स की, राइट. आई होप एवरीवन इज अवेयर ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग. तो रेड सैंडर्स का एक्सपोर्ट हो रहा है, इलीगल एक्सपोर्ट हो रहा है, ज्यादा कहां पे हो रहा है, चाइना के अंदर हो रहा है, right. So CITES has said that this particular species is at lot of threats due to the illegal cut down of the trees that have been happening, that is basically available in the eastern ghats of India, right. तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट है कि ये कौन से शेड्यूल में आता है और ये IUCN के अंदर कहां पे अवेलेबल है. देख लो पुष्पा देख लो, it is all about Allu Arjun involved in this illegal trade of red senders, right. Okay, now moving to the next part, then we have the world's page. Now one thing you have to understand, US military to get greater access to Philippines base. अब US ना चाइना के पास आने की कोशिश कर रहा है, because somehow China is going all out towards Taiwan, so US is getting more access to military bases in, let's say, where in Philippines. So you have to make sure that US is now going offensive and is very let's say positive in their approach कि वो चाइना को कंटेन करने की कोशिश करने, बिकॉज आने वाले टाइम में वी माइट फियर दैट देयर माइट बी एस्केलेशंस दैट कुड कम बिटवीन यूएसए एंड चाइना कम द ईयर 2025, राइट. ओके, सो दिस वाज द इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज दैट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, देन वी हैव आवर इकोनॉमिक्स पेज, all about that Adani thing, and finally we are over. Okay, so Krishnamurthy had a question. See, Tungabhadra region, if we talk about it, flows in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. If there would be an irrigation project that would be diverting certain amount of water from Tunga and Bhadra to the central Karnataka, obviously there would be lesser flow of water in the Andhra Pradesh region. So that is why this is the whole dispute, because center has given now assistance to Karnataka for improving their drought conditions. I hope my point is clear to everyone, and we are done with our today's analysis, right. Chalo ji, I hope everyone was able to understand things. There was not that much important things coming around. One was related to MG Narega, one was related to CITES, one was related to carrying specific capacity of Mussoorie region, situation of jails, prisons in Punjab, and then we have the final thing related to Adani Group and section 33(7) of RPA Act, which says that अभी allow कर सकते हैं दो constituencies से, they could be allowed, right. It is up to the parliament whether they want to change the law or not, right. चलिए, I hope this is clear to everyone. Chetu, I have no idea about it. I would find it and would be then letting you know, right. Chalo, thank you so much. See you tomorrow, same time, 9 AM. You will receive the PDF before 1 PM. So do see the PDF and analyze it and read it so that your whole coverage is clear. Thank you so much. Okay, Chetu, I would see tomorrow and let you know. Don't worry. Okay.